Humans were not allowed near this mythic ship, but I discovered it anyway. Captain Aaron Kessler had always loved the stars. Ever since he was a child, he would lie on the roof of his family's home on Earth, staring at the night sky, wondering what secrets the universe held. Other children dreamed of playing sports or traveling to exotic cities, but Aaron dreamed of traveling beyond the solar system, to the unknown, to the places that no human had ever reached. By the time he was 30, Aaron had done what most humans only dreamed of. He commanded a small exploration vessel called the Horizon's Edge, a ship designed for long-range scouting and research. It wasn't the fastest ship, nor the most powerful, but it had one thing that no alien ship had: human ingenuity.
Every panel, every wire, every piece of software had been touched or adjusted by Aaron himself. This particular day began like many others.
Aaron sat in the control cabin, sipping a cup of synthetic coffee, his eyes scanning the displays. His AI companion Lyra hovered near the console, her holographic form shifting softly in shades of blue.
"Captain!"
Lyra said, her calm voice cutting through the hum of the ship.
"I am detecting an unusual energy signal. It originates from Sector X-42, a region considered off-limits by the Interstellar Council."
Aaron's eyebrows shot up.
"Off-limits, huh? That usually means boring or dangerous. Which one is it this time?"
Lyra's holographic eyes narrowed. "Unknown. The signal does not match any known propulsion or communication patterns. Its energy signature is extremely stable, suggesting an artificial origin."
Aaron leaned forward, gripping the edge of his chair.
His heart was already racing.
"Artificial? That's rare. Okay, plot a course. Let's take a peek."
Lyra hesitated.
"Captain, you know the rules. Humans are explicitly forbidden from entering that sector. Historical records suggest that only elder alien civilizations approached this location. There is mention of a
mythic ship." Aaron's grin widened. "A mythic ship?
Now that's something I've been waiting for my whole life. Don't tell me you're scared."
"I do not feel fear," Lyra replied, her tone neutral. "I am programmed to warn."
"The records indicate that ships entering this sector never returned. Some suggest the mythic ship itself repels intruders. Others claim it is alive. Alive or not, I want to see it," Aaron said firmly.
He tapped a few commands on the console, overriding some minor security protocols.
"Course plotted! Let's move, Lyra."
The engines hummed as the Horizon's Edge left the safe lanes of known space. Outside the viewport, stars streaked past as the ship accelerated. The sector was a dark, quiet region of space.
"No familiar planets, no nebulae, only empty void and distant pinpricks of light." Lyra studied the signal as it grew stronger.
"The energy is unusual."
"It is not constant. It pulses, almost like a heartbeat."
Aaron's smile faded into seriousness.
"A heartbeat? So this mythic ship might actually be alive?"
"Perhaps," Lyra replied. "Or it is designed to mimic life. Either way, it has intelligence. Hours passed, or perhaps days. Time seemed different in deep space." Aaron monitored the signal, noting its strange pattern. It was almost musical, rising and falling in ways that reminded him of Earth's wind chimes.
There was something familiar about it, something that made his stomach twist with excitement. Then, something appeared on the scanners. "Lyra, zoom in on that anomaly," Aaron commanded. The AI adjusted the sensors.
A shape began to emerge from the dark void, vast and impossible. It was a structure unlike any Aaron had seen. Its surface shimmered with shifting colors, reflecting stars that were nowhere near it.
Its angles bent in ways that defied geometry, curving and folding into themselves like a living sculpture. "Is that?" Aaron whispered.
"Yes," Lyra said. "That is consistent with the descriptions of the mythic ship." Aaron's heart pounded. He had read every story, every legend. Ancient alien texts described a ship so advanced that no other species could approach it. It was said to test the worthiness of anyone who came near, allowing only those with creativity, courage, and curiosity to enter. Humans were not supposed to be among them. Aaron stared at the ship, awed.
Not supposed to be. Huh? Maybe they underestimated us.
Lyra's holographic form tilted slightly, almost as if expressing curiosity herself.
Captain, the energy shield surrounding the ship is active. Any conventional vessel attempting to approach will be repelled. Your ship's signature, however, appears to be compatible.
Aaron chuckled. Compatible? Lucky us. Let's see what this old relic has in store for a human. As the ship drew closer, the space around it seemed to shimmer and ripple. Tiny asteroids that had floated peacefully nearby suddenly shifted, pulled by invisible forces. Aaron navigated carefully, adjusting the thrusters. His human intuition guided him through hazards that alien ships had failed to avoid.
Captain, the corridor ahead is unstable, Lyra warned. Adjust trajectory or risk collision.
Aaron's fingers danced over the controls.
Just a few degrees. There.
Perfect. The ship glided through the invisible waves surrounding the Mythic ship. See, Lyra? Humans can handle the unexpected. Hours later, Aaron finally reached a calm zone near the Mythic ship's hull. He stared at it, awestruck. The surface was smooth, yet alive with patterns that moved and shifted like a flowing river. Strange symbols appeared and vanished, leaving trails of light. It was impossible to know if it was technology, magic, or something entirely different.
I don't believe it, Aaron said. It's real. After all these years, it's real. Lyra floated beside him. The ship is reacting to your presence. Sensors indicate changes in energy flow within the hull. It may be
Observing. Aaron smiled. Observing, huh?
Let's make a good impression.
He adjusted the ship closer to the hull, careful not to touch the energy field.
I've always wanted to meet something older than time itself.
And here we are. Suddenly, a soft hum filled the cabin, vibrating through every panel and surface. The Mythic ship's hull shimmered, and a corridor of light opened, extending toward Aaron's ship like a bridge. Lyra's voice was steady but tinged with awe.
Captain, the ship is granting access. Aaron's pulse quickened. Granting access! Humans never get this far.
This is unbelievable.
He activated the docking protocols, guiding the horizon's edge toward the illuminated corridor. As he entered, he could feel the ship responding to his movements, almost as if it were alive, almost as if it recognized something in him.
Lyra, he said quietly. I think it knows we're human. Perhaps it does, Lyra replied. Or perhaps it recognizes curiosity itself, and you have it in abundance. Aaron took a deep breath.
Beyond this corridor lay unknown chambers, puzzles, and mysteries that no human had ever faced. But he felt ready.
He had spent his life chasing the unknown, and now the unknown was finally welcoming him. The lights shifted around him, guiding him deeper into the Mythic ship. Symbols danced across the walls, forming patterns that seemed almost alive. Aaron reached out to touch one, and it responded, flowing around his fingers like liquid light.
Humans weren't supposed to come here, Aaron whispered to himself. But I'm here anyway. He couldn't help smiling.
This was only the beginning.
Somewhere deep inside the Mythic ship, a consciousness stirred, curious about the tiny, daring human who had entered. It did not judge him by strength, or by size, or by history. It judged him by the spark he carried, the spark of curiosity, creativity, and courage. And that spark was rare. Aaron knew that whatever lay ahead, it would change him, and perhaps all of humanity, forever. For the first time in his life, he felt the true weight of discovery, and he knew he was exactly where he belonged.
Aaron Kessler's heart raced as the horizon's edge glided through the glowing corridor of the Mythic ship. The walls shifted and shimmered around him, forming patterns that defied logic.
Triangular angles curved into circles, and straight lines bent like rivers. It was as if the ship itself were alive, aware of every movement, every thought. Lyra's holographic form hovered near the controls.
Captain, the energy readings are astonishing.
The ship's systems are unlike anything we've ever cataloged. It is self-regulating, adaptive, and possibly sentient. Aaron nodded, his eyes glued to the shifting corridor.
Sentient or not, it's letting us in. That's more than anyone ever expected.
They moved deeper. The corridor led to a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow, walls covered with pulsing symbols. Light flowed across the surface, forming new shapes each time Aaron blinked. The floor beneath the ship seemed to float, a glowing platform suspended in empty space.
Captain, I detect a life form signature, Lyra said suddenly. It is not alive in the conventional sense.
It may be an artificial intelligence, but it radiates awareness. Aaron's breath caught. An AI.
Older than any civilization we know? Possibly millions of years old, Lyra confirmed. The Mythic ship pulsed in response to their presence. A corridor split into multiple paths, each glowing with different colors.
Some were golden, some silver, and one shimmered in a deep, almost violet hue. Aaron's hand hovered over the control panel.
Which way? Lyra's eyes flickered. The violet path corresponds with the energy signature we initially detected. It may lead to the core of the ship. Then that's where we go, Aaron said firmly. Let's find out what makes this place tick.
As they advanced, the walls seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting subtly. Panels opened to reveal floating holographic maps of star systems.
Ancient constellations, some unrecorded by any human charts, shifted and rotated in real time.
Captain, the ship appears to be cataloging the galaxy, Lyra said. It is recording energy patterns, planetary rotations, and interstellar phenomena. Aaron reached out to touch a floating holographic star. His fingers passed through the light, but the star responded, spinning faster and changing color.
It's interactive, he whispered. It's like it wants us to play with it. Lyra tilted her head.
Perhaps. The ship's responses suggest a learning system, one that adapts to the user's actions.
Your input is influencing the environment,
Aaron grinned.
Well, humans are good at influence. Let's see how much fun we can have.
He experimented touching different stars, sliding his hands across flowing energy streams, and watching as the ship reacted in patterns he couldn't predict. Sometimes it formed beautiful fractals, sometimes it played soft harmonic tones that resonated through the hull.
Hours passed, or maybe only minutes. Time seemed different here. Aaron lost track of it as he explored, fascinated by every new reaction of the Mythic ship. Then, he noticed something unusual. A doorway had appeared ahead, pulsing faintly in a green light. Symbols flowed across its surface like liquid. Aaron's pulse quickened.
This must be it, he said. The central chamber, maybe the core. Lyra scanned the doorway. It is protected by a non-violent barrier. Entry requires solving a puzzle.
The system will not allow random access. It evaluates intent and capability. Aaron chuckled. A puzzle, huh? Humans excel at puzzles. The doorway responded to his presence, shifting its symbols. The puzzle appeared, a series of floating glyphs, moving in a pattern that seemed almost musical. He reached out, touching one, and it expanded, revealing more intricate patterns. Lyra studied the sequence.
Captain, the solution is not logical in the conventional sense. It requires creativity, imagination, and an understanding of harmony. Many alien civilizations failed because they approach problems linearly. You are not linear.
Aaron's grin widened. Good.
That's exactly what I'm counting on. He studied the glyphs, moving his hands in arcs and circles, experimenting with combinations. Each movement produced light, color, and sound. Some sequences responded predictably, others reacted in chaotic bursts. He laughed aloud, enjoying the process.
Minutes or hours.
Later, a final glyph pulsed, and the doorway glowed brightly. Slowly, it slid open, revealing a chamber bathed in golden light. Aaron stepped inside, careful, and looked around in awe. The chamber was enormous, stretching far beyond what his eyes could take in. Floating in the center was a massive structure, a globe made of shimmering energy rotating slowly. Holographic streams of information radiated from it, connecting to walls, ceiling, and floor.
This is the archive, Lyra whispered. The Mythic ship's central intelligence.
It contains the knowledge of its creators. Aaron's eyes sparkled. He had dreamed of discovering lost civilizations, forgotten technologies, and hidden truths. And now, it was all here, waiting for him. He stepped closer to the rotating globe. Symbols shifted to match his movements. Soft tones played as he traced his fingers across patterns. It was a puzzle of understanding, not of force. He had to feel the patterns, not calculate them. Lyra observed silently.
Captain, the ship is testing more than your intellect. It is evaluating your creativity, empathy, and adaptability. These qualities are rare. Even among advanced civilizations, few could succeed here.
Aaron smiled.
That's why we're human, Lyra. We don't just calculate, we imagine, we improvise, we explore.
He spent the next hours interacting with the globe. It responded to his curiosity, expanding sections of knowledge when he approached with wonder, retracting when he showed impatience or doubt.
Slowly, he began to understand its rhythm. The ship's knowledge was not just a library. It was alive. He discovered star maps of uncharted systems, energy manipulation techniques far beyond human science, and hints of civilizations that had vanished millions of years ago. Each discovery made him feel small and vast at the same time.
This is incredible, he whispered. I could spend a lifetime here and never see it all.
Lyra's tone was serious.
Captain, the ship recognizes your efforts. Its sensors indicate approval. You are the first human it has allowed beyond the initial barrier.
Aaron's chest swelled with pride. First human? That's amazing.
Humans have been underestimated for centuries. Maybe this changes things.
Suddenly, the chamber pulsed with light. A soft, melodic voice resonated through the space.
Curiosity, courage, imagination. You have entered willingly, guided by wonder. You are worthy.
Aaron froze.
Did the ship just speak? Lyra nodded. It appears to communicate through sound and energy patterns.
The message is clear. It acknowledges you as a capable explorer.
Aaron took a deep breath. Lyra, this is it.
Humans weren't supposed to come here, but we did, and it's welcoming us. The chamber shifted, revealing new pathways.
Light streams extended like bridges, leading to sections of the ship previously invisible. Each path promised new discoveries, new challenges, and new puzzles.
Captain, Lyra said, her holographic eyes bright. The ship may guide you further, but it will test your abilities at each step. You must continue to adapt and explore.
Your creativity is your key. Aaron nodded. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's see what else the Mythic ship has in store.
He felt a strange sense of connection with the ship.
It was more than a machine, more than an archive. It was a companion, a guide, and a test. It challenged him to be better, to think differently, to embrace the unknown.
For the first time, Aaron understood why humans had been kept away. Not because they were unworthy, but because the ship had been waiting for the right spark.
And now, it had found it. He smiled, feeling the thrill of discovery surge through him. Whatever lay ahead, he was ready. Humans had always been explorers, dreamers, and risk-takers. And here, in the heart of the Mythic ship, he would prove why. The adventure had only just begun.
Aaron Kessler stood in the glowing chamber at the heart of the Mythic ship, staring at the rotating globe of energy. Streams of knowledge extended from it, connecting to every corner of the vast hall. His chest still raced from the ship's recognition of him as worthy. Yet he felt no arrogance, only a growing sense of awe and responsibility.
Lyra, he said, we're standing inside history. Or maybe we're standing in the future.
Lyra's holographic form shimmered. The ship's archives contained civilizations older than any human record.
Some predate even recorded alien history by millions of years.
Aaron nodded. Millions.
That's hard to imagine. And it's all here, waiting for someone who can understand it. He approached the globe again.
As he moved, the ship reacted, sending new symbols floating toward him.
This time, the symbols formed patterns not of language but of experience. They depicted planets, stars, and life forms, showing ecosystems and energies that defied conventional physics.
Some planets had rings made of liquid light. Others were covered in crystalline forests that sang when wind passed through them. "Captain," Lyra said softly, "the ship is presenting the universe itself. It is teaching, not just storing knowledge." Aaron reached out, touching a floating glyph that represented a spiral galaxy. It expanded, showing planetary systems in intricate detail.
One planet caught his attention. A small, rocky world with a faint green glow. Symbols around it suggested energy fields that could be manipulated to enhance growth and life. "Lyra, this technology could help our colonies thrive," he said, excitement building. "Not weapons, not power.
Just knowledge to improve life."
Lyra's voice was calm but impressed. "The ship appears to judge worthiness not by strength, but by intent. Humans' goals of creativity and life support may align with its purpose." Aaron smiled. "I always knew humans could do more than just survive. We can imagine, create, and connect. Maybe that's why the ship responded to me."
As he explored, the globe pulsed, opening new pathways of understanding. The ship seemed to test him with subtle challenges, not violent obstacles. One holographic puzzle required him to align streams of energy representing star currents and planetary rotations to form a harmonious balance. He moved carefully, adjusting each stream with patience and intuition.
Where alien minds might calculate mathematically, Aaron relied on feel and pattern recognition. Light and sound responded to his movements, forming a symphony of energy that filled the chamber.
"Lyra," he said, "it's like it's teaching me to listen."
"Not just with ears, but with everything."
Observation confirmed, Lyra said.
"Your success demonstrates adaptability and creativity. The ship's intelligence recognizes this as rare." Aaron worked for hours, sometimes standing in silence to sense the flow of energy.
His fingers traced glowing symbols, his mind racing to understand patterns that were both logical and emotional. Slowly, the ship began to reveal more than knowledge. It began to share wisdom. One stream of symbols focused on communication. It displayed alien civilizations that had vanished because they failed to cooperate. Others had thrived by combining curiosity with empathy. The ship seemed to highlight the importance of understanding others, not dominating them.
"This is profound," Aaron whispered. "It's not just technology. It's philosophy. It's a guide for civilizations."
Lyra's voice was quiet. "Captain, the archive may be offering a blueprint for progress. It evaluates the moral and creative capabilities of species, not merely intellectual achievements." Aaron realized the depth of what he was seeing. The mythic ship was not a weapon, nor a mere library.
It was a living mentor, designed to guide explorers who could appreciate knowledge and wisdom rather than misuse it. He approached a new section of the chamber. Holographic images of planets, moons, and stars stretched into infinity. Some of these worlds were familiar, others completely unknown.
Each had its own energy signature, and the ship allowed him to manipulate them in simulations. He could shift planetary orbits, alter climates, and test ecosystems, all without harm, in perfect safety.
"This is incredible," he said. "I can learn and experiment."
Without destroying anything. Humans rarely get this chance.
As he experimented, a new pattern appeared on the globe. Symbols aligned to form a doorway of light, pulsing softly.
Aaron stepped toward it, and the ship responded by forming a bridge of energy. He sensed that beyond this doorway lay knowledge deeper than anything he had ever imagined. "Lyra," he said, "we're about to go deeper."
"Are you ready?" "I am programmed to assist, Captain," Lyra replied. "But I must note, this level of access is unprecedented for humans." Aaron laughed softly. "That's why I'm here.
Stepping through the doorway, he entered a chamber filled with floating holographic stars. The ceiling and walls were transparent, revealing the cosmos beyond.
Stars twinkled, distant galaxies rotated, and nebulae flowed like rivers of color. The mythic ship had opened a window to the universe itself.
Aaron moved carefully among the holograms, touching one of the stars. It responded, expanding to show nearby planets, moons, and energy fields.
Each interaction revealed information encoded not in words but in patterns and resonance. "This is alive," he whispered. "Not like a human, not like an AI, but aware. It's sharing everything it knows, and I can feel it." Lyra studied the energy flows. The ship appears to measure empathy and understanding. Your ability to interact without aggression and your willingness to learn may be why it allows you deeper access. Aaron realized that his human qualities, curiosity, patience, imagination, were what allowed him to succeed where alien civilizations had failed. This was HFY in action. Humans were uniquely capable of exploring, understanding, and learning from the universe in ways others could not. Hours passed as he explored, each interaction revealing more. He learned of civilizations that had traveled the stars for millions of years yet had vanished due to inflexibility and fear of the unknown. He studied energy patterns that could power cities, restore planets, and enhance life itself. And through it all, the mythic ship responded to his creativity, guiding him subtly with light, sound, and energy. At one point, Aaron stopped and looked at Lyra. "You know, Lyra, humans weren't supposed to be here. But maybe that was the point. We were meant to arrive when we were ready, when curiosity, courage, and imagination would be enough to pass the test."
Lyra's form shimmered.
"Captain, you may be correct. The ship's data suggests that humans were not included in previous attempts because the creators were uncertain of our potential. Your presence demonstrates it." Aaron felt a swell of pride, but also humility. This was bigger than him, bigger than any single human achievement.
He was a representative, a proof that humans could rise to challenges, explore the unknown, and interact with civilizations far older and wiser than themselves. Then, he noticed something unexpected. The holographic stars began to shift, forming a pattern that resembled a map, not of physical space, but of relationships. Lines connected planets, stars, and civilizations in complex networks.
It was as if the ship was showing how life, energy, and intelligence were connected across the galaxy. "This is incredible," Aaron whispered. "It's not just a ship. It's a guide, a teacher, a mentor for explorers." Lyra's voice was thoughtful. "Captain, the ship may intend to share this knowledge with a civilization ready to understand it. You or humanity may be the first to meet that standard." Aaron's heart raced. "Then we have a responsibility. To learn, to explore, and to share. This knowledge isn't just for me. It's for everyone." The ship pulsed in acknowledgement, almost like it agreed.
Streams of energy expanded, forming bridges to other chambers. Each promised more discovery, more understanding, and more opportunities to learn without harm. Aaron smiled. Humans have always dreamed of the stars. And now, maybe the stars are finally responding. He spent the rest of his time in the chamber, exploring every simulation, every interactive hologram, and every lesson the mythic ship offered.
Each experience emphasized qualities humans excelled at: imagination, creativity, empathy, and the courage to face the unknown. For the first time, Aaron understood something profound. Humans weren't just explorers because of technology or strength.
Humans were explorers because of their minds and hearts. Their ability to dream, to adapt, and to connect made them unique. And now, the mythic ship had recognized it. As he finally rested watching holographic stars drift slowly in the golden chamber, Aaron whispered to himself, "This is just the beginning. Whatever secrets the ship holds, we're ready to learn them." And somewhere deep in the mythic ship, its consciousness pulsed in approval, aware that a human had arrived not by chance but by curiosity, courage, and imagination, the qualities it had waited millions of years to find. Aaron knew that tomorrow would bring more discoveries, more puzzles, and perhaps even new connections across the stars. And he was ready.
Humans were ready. The mythic ship had opened its heart to him, and in doing so, it had revealed that humanity was ready to rise.
Captain Aaron Kessler floated in the golden glow of the mythic ship's central chamber, the vast holographic globe of knowledge spinning gently before him. He had explored, learned, and interacted with the ship for what felt like days, though time seemed different here.
Every moment brought new puzzles, new knowledge, and new experiences. Yet Aaron felt that he was only beginning to understand the ship's true purpose. It was not simply a repository of ancient wisdom. It was a teacher, a guide, and perhaps a test for those who could appreciate its lessons. And now he realized humans were ready to learn them fully.
Lyra, he said softly, I think the ship wants something more from us. It's not just showing us knowledge, it's asking for us to do something with it.
Lyra's holographic form shimmered.
Captain's sensors indicate an increase in energy flow across the ship's central systems. The ship may be preparing to share its resources beyond this chamber. Aaron's pulse quickened.
Beyond this chamber? You mean...
It could be shared with the rest of humanity,
Lyra nodded.
Correct. However, it will test the intent and responsibility of the user before doing so.
Aaron smiled.
That's fine. Humans are ready for responsibility. We've faced the unknown before, and we've always found a way. The ship pulsed, and a corridor of pure light appeared, leading to what seemed like a bridge connecting to the rest of the galaxy. Holographic star charts formed above, displaying hundreds of systems, including Earth's colonies, known alien civilizations, and entirely new worlds. Each star, planet, and energy signature shimmered as if inviting exploration.
Aaron stepped forward, feeling a strange sense of connection with every world.
This is incredible,
he whispered.
It's like the ship is giving us a map, a path to the future,
Lyra observed silently.
Captain, the ship is also indicating interactive guidance. It will respond to human choices, helping civilizations that demonstrate curiosity, empathy, and creativity.
Aaron realized what this meant. The mythic ship could accelerate the development of humanity's colonies, help alien civilizations thrive, and create connections that had never existed before.
But it would only work if humans were worthy of its trust, and so far, Aaron had proven that worthiness through curiosity and imagination.
He placed his hand on a pulsating holographic star.
Information flowed instantly. Data on planetary atmospheres, natural energy flows, and ways to cultivate life. It was not technology meant to dominate, but tools to understand, nurture, and create.
It's perfect, Aaron said.
We've always been explorers, but now we can help others explore safely, responsibly, and creatively.
Lyra's eyes glowed brighter. Captain, the ship's systems are adapting to human understanding. It is now aligning its outputs to human creativity, not merely raw intelligence.
Humans may be the first species to integrate fully with its guidance. Aaron's grin widened.
Exactly. Humans aren't just calculators or warriors.
We're problem solvers, dreamers, and connectors. That's why it let me in.
As he navigated through the ship's systems, he noticed that certain star systems were glowing brighter than others. They were the colonies closest to humanity, but also areas with humans who were curious, inventive, and compassionate. The ship seemed to respond directly to human potential, not just proximity. Lyra, he said, look at that. It's highlighting the places where humans can make the most impact. The ship isn't just giving knowledge, it's guiding us to use it wisely.
Lyra confirmed the observation.
Indeed, Captain. The ship prioritizes the spread of knowledge to those capable of using it responsibly.
It may select future explorers based on their qualities rather than rank or age. Aaron felt a swell of pride.
Humans were always underestimated. Not anymore. Now we have a chance to show what we can really do.
He moved toward a large energy panel, and the ship pulsed as if it were alive. Streams of light shot into the panel, forming complex patterns that represented knowledge networks. The patterns connected colonies, stars, and even alien civilizations in webs of cooperation.
This is amazing, Aaron whispered. It's showing how to connect life across the galaxy.
And humans, we're the first to see it, Lyra added. Captain, the ship is recognizing humans as unique.
While alien civilizations excel in calculation and longevity, humans excel in creativity, empathy, and adaptability. These qualities allow integration with systems others cannot comprehend.
Aaron nodded thoughtfully. We don't just see facts. We imagine possibilities. We improvise solutions. That's why we were allowed here. That's why the ship chose us.
He spent hours exploring these networks, learning the hidden patterns of energy, life, and connection. Each discovery showed that the universe was not just a collection of planets and stars, but a living network of possibilities. The ship was teaching him how to navigate that network responsibly. Eventually, the holographic globe shifted, forming a new interface, a bridge from the Mythic ship directly to human colonies. Streams of information, maps, and energy pathways extended across space as if the ship were offering humanity a way to accelerate exploration and understanding. Aaron's heart raced.
This is it. We can bring this knowledge back, safely and responsibly. We can connect humanity with the galaxy in a way that's never been done before. Lyra's tone was serious. Captain, the Interstellar Council may be wary.
They previously forbade humans from approaching the Mythic ship. Sharing this knowledge will require careful diplomacy.
Aaron nodded. We'll handle that. But first, we need to understand the ship completely. We need to show that humans are ready, not just curious.
He explored further, encountering more interactive systems that tested his imagination, patience, and empathy. Some simulations allowed him to restore ecosystems on distant planets, guiding alien life forms in harmony with natural energy flows. Others required him to solve puzzles that involved collaboration rather than competition. With every challenge, Aaron proved that humans' greatest strength was their ability to think differently, to connect, and to care.
Finally, the ship pulsed with bright golden light. A voice resonated through the chamber, soft and melodic. Humans have arrived. Curiosity, creativity, and courage are recognized. You may now serve as a steward of knowledge, guiding your species and others toward understanding and harmony.
Aaron's eyes widened. Steward of knowledge?
That's incredible. We've been trusted with something beyond our time, beyond our reach.
Lyra's holographic form shimmered with what could almost be pride. Captain, the ship has acknowledged humanity's potential. Your actions exemplify why humans are uniquely capable of exploration, creativity, and leadership.
Aaron smiled. We have a responsibility now. Not to control, not to dominate, but to explore, to learn, and to share.
He activated the final interface, linking the ship to communication networks that reached human colonies across the galaxy. Information flowed safely. Star charts, energy techniques, environmental simulations, and lessons in creativity and empathy.
Humans would be able to explore further, build safer colonies, and interact with alien civilizations in ways previously impossible. This is humanity's legacy, Aaron said softly.
Not conquest, but knowledge, cooperation, and understanding. The Mythic ship pulsed in approval. It was as if it recognized that the species it had waited millions of years for had finally arrived, not through violence or strength, but through imagination, curiosity, and courage.
Aaron floated to the edge of the central chamber, looking out at the vast galaxy. For the first time, he felt a connection not only to the stars, but to every human who would follow in his path.
Humans had always dreamed of the unknown, and now the unknown was responding. Lyra, he said, we've been given a gift. We need to make sure we use it wisely. You will, Captain, Lyra replied. Your presence and understanding have proven that humans are ready. The galaxy may finally see what we are capable of.
Aaron nodded.
Then let's start. Humanity has a place in the stars now, and we're ready to fill it.
The Mythic ship glowed brighter, as if embracing him, acknowledging the species it had waited so long to meet. And for the first time in history, humans were not just visitors to the stars. They were explorers, stewards, and partners in a living, conscious universe. Aaron smiled, feeling the thrill of possibility surge through him. The adventure had begun, but this time it was not just for him.
It was for all humanity. Somewhere in the vastness of space, the mythic ship pulsed with life, ready to guide the species it had deemed worthy.
And for the first time, humans had proven that they were not only capable of discovery, but worthy of the universe's deepest secrets. As Aaron prepared to share the knowledge with humanity, he whispered to himself, "Humans weren't allowed until now."
And now, we can do something extraordinary. The stars stretched endlessly before him.
And for the first time, the future felt wide open, full of possibilities.